welcome to the live stream. Thank you so much to June, as always, for this amazing music we have in the background. Let me know, chat, just keep checking in about the volume of the music over the night. You know how it goes by now. The different tracks I use vary in volume, so just keep checking in. But welcome along, everybody. It is a delight and a pleasure to have you here. Extra special double welcome to you if it's your first time seeing a live stream. If it is your first time, we like things to be cool. We like things to be relaxing. We like to have a little bit of chill background music. And we like the chat to be a lovely, kind place as well. And we also like to shout out super chats when we get them. Thank you very much to Lexi for being the first super chat of the night. That's really kind of you. Yeah, thank you so much. It's very, very kind. I will do my best to shout out any super chats over the course of the night if there are any. If I miss them, then I'm sorry. Then, oh yeah, if you want to super chat me a question, then probably best to keep it simple to maximize the chances of me being able to give like a satisfactory answer. The voice I can turn up slightly. Here we go. Just sort of managing my Starship command here. Welcome along. Turn the music up a little bit and the voice as well. Thank you very much to Nej Tvar Inte, whose name I've murdered, for saying your transphobia video helped me talking to my dad. I'm really, really glad. That's great. The other thing we like to do when we start is light a candle. I can't remember what tonight's scent is, but I've also only got this, so no matches, but there we are. Nice. All right. It also smells nice in here because I can't show you because it's just off camera, but I got a diffuser for Christmas. So I'm currently diffusing clouds of lavender and chamomile into the room, so it smells divine. YouTube streaming has this new setup now where I can like see the chat and how many people are watching at the same time. I've got like the full heads-up Starship Enterprise display. So welcome to all 600 of you. Welcome to my room. It's a little bit crowded, but we should have a fun time. Normally, I would go through the comments from the last video that I made and talk a little bit about like how it was made and the behind-the-scenes stuff, and just hang out. That's what I'd normally do. I won't tonight for reasons we'll get into. Thank you to Anima Visionary for that super chat. And Austin Danks, who's watching from Kansas, amazing. Anima Visionary asks, would you want one Lynx-sized Bilbo or 10 small Bilbos? I'd take a big Bilbo. We'll talk more about Bilbo later. But yes, normally, hey to things that's in the chat, welcome along. To things part of the mod team. Normally I'd talk about the last video that I did and like how I made it, but I took December off, which was a good decision. That was a real good call. Yeah, I took December off. There was no video in December. Eric, thank you for your super chat. It says, how do you feel about people using YouTubers' content as academic content? Yeah, feel free. I mean, I got a message the other day from somebody who said I show your videos in class, so like, yeah, that's cool with me. Don't worry about it. Feel free. Yeah, I took December off, which was an excellent decision. I know I wasn't even going to stream tonight, but it got to about 6 o'clock and I was like, you know what? I miss streaming. I miss chat and like just hanging out with the coloured lights and everything. Thank you, Jimmy Kit, for that super chat as well. Yeah, I thought I miss it. So, why don't I just do a cheeky little stream, answer some things from the mailbox, and just chat and hang out. I thought it'd be good fun. Yeah, I've also got my nice cup of tea. Ooh, I love this song. But yes, I also wanted to say, Lexi says, aren't we trying to destroy class? Class is a northern expression for when something's good. Class, or like mint. So yes, I took December off. It was a good call. I wanted to say an extra special thank you to all of the people who support me on Patreon. because I mean, I'm very lucky that I was able to take December off. It was the right call. I was ready to take a holiday from work, and also like at the beginning of December, I had like a personal tragedy, which just was like a bomb going off in my life. So it was a good thing that I was able to take that month to be not working. Yeah. So thank you. Like this month especially, extra special double thank you to the people who support me on Patreon. The fact that I can take a month off and it not like totally ruin my life is good, because it, you know, if it just gets like ruined in other ways, then I can at least be assured that like work is okay. So yeah, thank you. We'll go through the mailbag. You know, maybe let's start with that. We'll start through a mailbag. There's like a whole bunch of letters that people have sent. I have vetted them. Some of them may be like sad or horny, but I've already opened them is the point. So I like skimmed them just to make sure that none of them are anything too nasty. So the first thing I wanted to open though was delivered by hand from Ellen. If you don't know Ellen and you don't know Bilbo, Bilbo the cat is an icon on Twitter. He has his own Twitter account. He has his own podcast now, the Bilbcast. And Ellen is his mum in Ireland, who I met. I was over in Ireland for New Year, and I met up with Ellen. Sadly, didn't get to meet Bilbo on this particular occasion, but Ellen gave me a whole envelope full of Bilbo stickers and pins, and all sorts. Some of which I used may have stuck on lampposts. Some of which I put on like my diary and on my on my laptop. Ellen's in the chat as well, so thank you very much to Ellen for this bag of goodies. It's brilliant. I do like listening to the Buildcast. It does help me sleep. Why don't we, since there's a lot to go through, why don't we open another letter as well? This one is from, I don't know, it just says Europa. So on the stamp. So this is a letter from the moon of Jupiter, Europa, from the oceans of Europa. And it turns out there is life there. Dear Ollie, great start. Dear Ollie, happy. Great start. Can't read. Dear Ollie, holiday greetings and the most joyous 2020 from Carmen. Thank you very much, Carmen. And there's a letter here as well. Since there's quite a lot of these, I might kind of like go through them quickly. But dear Ollie, this letter is all right to read out loud if you wish. It's typed to save you from deciphering my handwriting. My name's Carmen. I'm currently trying to get through my master's in education, specialising in foreign language teaching. Oh, you found the heatwave stream that we did a while ago and decided to write a letter. All the way from Estonia rather than Europa. Okay. Thank you, Jake Minter, for that super chat as well. Oh, this is the person who sent me the picture of a cat. So the picture of the cat came loose, and I didn't know who it came from. But this photo of a cat was sent to me. The cat, showed up in our garden shed in November 2016. We took him in. His name is Cosmo. He's often just called Cosmo, Cosmonaut, and Cosmopolitan. That's great. Thank you for your thoroughness and kindness when it comes to your videos. I really appreciate your stance on discussing the ideas not targeting specific people. Yeah, so I mentioned on the last stream that I'm going to do a TED Talk at some point in this year. So I'm actually going to talk a little bit more about why I take that approach and why I don't say anything negative about specific people, or why I try to never say anything nasty about anyone on the show. So I'm thinking about well, actually no, I won't say the title of the talk in case I change it. But I'm gonna do a TED Talk at some point explaining why I do that. With only the kindest of wishes from Carmen. Well, thank you very much, Carmen. It's very kind of you. Very, very sweet. why don't we have one? Let's have a couple more. First of all, there's a nice postcard here. If you can see that. From Eileen from Australia. After watching a lot of videos, I feel like I really have a non-animated husbando. My boyfriend likes Harry more than you. God damn it. From Eileen in Canberra. Well, thank you very much, Eileen. And fingers crossed for you, given what's happening in Australia at the moment. Thank you. Oh, somebody's made something here. Wow, from all over the world. This one's from Beatrix in Johannesburg. Wow. So we've had Australia, Johannesburg, and one of the moons of Jupiter. So really, you know, the show has international appeal. Dear Ollie, hopefully this letter finds you well and you've managed to enjoy your time off this month. I'm working as a preschool teacher. One of my favourite moments happened when we were reading fairy tales in class. When the prince kissed Sleeping Beauty and woke her up, there were many gasps, and one child cried out, "He's not allowed to do that. Some people don't want me to be kissed." It gave me a little bit of hope from the future. Oh, well, that's nice. Thanks again for all you've done. I look forward to seeing more from you in the new year. With love, from Beatrix. And then we've included some embroidery. Nice. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Well, thank you very much, Beatrix. That's very kind of you. Wow. You know, it always amazes me how like people are all over the world, and they're like really, really international. It's wild. It's really wild. And interplanetary now as well. Some nice tea. What next? Why don't we have another one, and then maybe I'll take a patron question. This one is from St. Petersburg in Florida. And Venice in Florida. Confusing. Florida ran out of names, apparently. So we've got one from the USA. Dear Ollie, I'm going to be honest, I'm mostly writing this because I have a bunch of international stamps and nothing to use them for. Okay. Okay, I'm glad that one of the slightly more sad videos helped as well. Your videos have opened me up to a lot of new concepts and inspired me to learn more about the world around me. You talk about it all in a very accessible way, as somebody who is not college educated or educated in philosophical topics. It's nice to learn, but not be made to feel stupid, so thanks for that. I'm really glad you say that. I want to say, is it Coolix? Or Kellix? Or Kelly XX? Kelly. I'm really glad you say that, Kelly, because something that I'm giving as a continual note to myself is like, are these videos like only good for people who've like been to uni, who are like already interested? I mean, I deliberately create my videos in such a way that you have to be curious in order to get like the maximum amount out of them, but I also like try and foster that curiosity. But I'm really glad you said that, because a criticism that I do get sometimes is like, oh, this is just for like university educated people, and it's really nice when people say, actually, no, I'm not from that background, and I do like appreciate and understand it. I get like contradictory criticisms of some people like, this is like so complicated and only for university students, nobody else is going to get it. And then I also get people like, you've done this down too much. So it's nice to know that at least some people think that I've sort of walked the line there. Thomas M. Creamer asks, how did you find Galway? From a former Galway student. I enjoyed it. I was in Galway in Ireland for New Year. I enjoyed it a lot. It was a very very chill place. Like quite a lot of Bristol vibes actually. Reminded me a little bit of Bristol, a little bit of Edinburgh, and it's like on the sea, so there was like a little bit of St Andrew's DNA in there as well. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It was definitely worth going. Ooh. So I'll tell you what I might do is I might answer a patron question. Veterans of the chat will know that if you support me on Patreon, then to like a certain level, then you get to ask me a question that I'll answer on live stream. So I had a really nice one from Paul Moore, who asks, do you find any articulations, I don't use the word arguments, for the belief in a god or a transcendent spiritual reality dimension compelling? So do you like find any arguments for the existence of God compelling, basically? Short answer, no. Long answer, at some point this year I'm going to make at least one video about the philosophy of religion. I'm sort of putting notes towards a reading list at the moment, mainly because the British philosophy A-level syllabus covers like the philosophy of religion, and it's kind of like the canonical text, you know, your William Paley's, your cosmological arguments, your Kant, and so on. So I want to make sure that resource is there for, you know, students of philosophy in a formal sense, who kind of need to know those arguments and go over them. But also, maybe, I'm not sure, I might touch on like evangelicalism a little bit. I'm not sure, maybe that's a bigger topic, but it's on like the reading list. So there's gonna be at some stage, somebody's saying do a video on liberation theology. I already did it. I did it years ago. I did one way back in Philosophy Tube season 1. Yeah, so there's gonna be something about the philosophy of religion. I want to just call it like God Philosophy Tube, which I thought might be fun. It's a good title. I also really, really want to do a video on Darwin. I don't know why that idea just like beamed into my brain a couple months ago. I was like, I really don't want to do videos like how Darwin changed. The working title is How Darwin Changed Philosophy. But I'm reading a biography of Charles Darwin at the moment, which is again just called Darwin, which I'm really enjoying. It's like a really, really fascinating book. He was a really fascinating guy, and I've got some like fun ideas for how I could like production-wise make a fun video about Charles Darwin, and because he not only changed philosophy, the philosophy of his day and the philosophy of now, and like philosophy really changed after him, especially like, you know, arguments from design and so forth, but also he was really responding to and drawing on some interesting philosophy and ideas from his day, which I hadn't appreciated quite so much. You know, I thought Darwin just sort of woke up one morning and boom, it was there. But reading his biography, like, it took him years and years and years to come up with the theory of natural selection, and like he was responding to a lot of ideas that people were throwing out in his day, and there's like interesting class politics in there as well. So I think you know, the Darwin video might be like the sleeper left tube hit of 2020. Calling it now. It's gonna be, people are gonna be like, where did this come from? Boom, there it is. So yeah, that'll be fun. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about the philosophy of religion this year. I imagine that there'll be like a little bit of my personal stuff in there as well. But yes, short answer, no, I'm afraid not. But we will talk about the arguments in more detail another time. And I hope, Paul, that you will stick around for that, because I know that Paul is... I know from... because Paul's on my Patreon and it's got like letters after his name. If you're watching Paul, I'm not sure whether it's like priest or friar or minister or what the correct term is, but I know that Paul is, you know, an establishment religious, like a qualified religious person. I'm sorry, I don't have the language to describe it. I should do. I studied theology. But I hope you stick around for that, Paul, because I think you will especially find it interesting. It'll be good fun. Tevin Stewart says, Stephanie from Las Vegas says hi, she loves your work. Well, great. Hi Stephanie. Glad you like my work. I went to Las Vegas once when I was a very little kid and didn't really get it, and haven't been back, so I'll have to go back someday. I have a friend who very much enjoys Las Vegas a lot, and I'm sure that I'll end up going there with her eventually. That'll be nice. Oh, by the way, chat, remind me to tell you about Dracula a little bit later. That'll be fun. How's the music, by the way? Keep checking in. It's quite quiet on my end, but what I hear isn't what you're hearing. Oh, I'm not sure I've opened this one. Oh, yes, I have. It's from Brooks in North Carolina, and it's a Christmas card with cats and dogs on it. Isn't that nice? Hi Ollie, I'm not super sure how fast a card can cross the Atlantic, but hopefully this reaches you in time for the holidays. Well, close enough. Your videos are really a bright light in dark times, both content and aesthetics wise. I love the medium as much as the message. I loved seeing them bend so artistically. Yeah, that makes sense. Wishing you the best in the new year from Brooks. Well, thank you very much, Brooks. That's very kind. Yay. What else do we have? Oh, this is from Jan in Germany. Again, international mailbag tonight. Hi Ollie, this letter is not sad, although it is a bit horny. I wrote a really long, smart-ass letter about Wittgenstein, but I let it stew. Thanks for that dope video you made. I still have an earworm. Turn in your ally passport and enjoy your copy of the gay agenda. Oh, so Jan sent me a diary. It's now covered in Bilbo stickers, but it's a diary for the year, like, you know, a planner. That it just has like the gay agenda on it. I've covered it in Bilbo stickers, but that's now my diary that I'm using. So thanks, Jan. You're helping me organise my 2019. So there's a couple of questions here which I think I do. So these questions are a little inappropriate, Jan, but you know, don't feel bad about that. That's okay. I'm going to use them as an opportunity to talk about something that I talked about on Twitter a couple of days ago as well. So the questions Jan also asks, I'll get to in a second. But first, Infinite Anvil, thank you for your super chat. Says, what type of teas do you like? I'm just on the green tea at the moment because I'm like training. So yeah, just probably save you money and don't bother sending me tea, to be honest, because I'm pretty restricted. But the questions Jan asks are, how many unsolicited dick pics have you gotten since the queer video came out? And can I send one too? So Jan, no, you can't. Please don't send me that. Okay, let me just turn the music down a little bit. So I talked about this on Twitter the other day. In fact, let me just get up the tweets. Just digging through the tweets. So I get a lot of messages. Thank you, Anima Visionary, for that super chat. I get a lot of messages from people, and I put them out on Twitter, that are like either like sexually explicit, or the couple I put out on Twitter were just people emailing me like asking to go on dates. It goes with the territory. Like, that's been going on for like a year and a bit, and like I do deliberately portray myself as a sexual agent on the show, and again, in this TED talk I'm gonna talk about like why I do that, and also like I like post, you know, thirst trap selfies, which is what they are, and you know, I do like, I don't want to say like invite sexually explicit messages, but like there's a level of like horniness to the show, which is like fine, and you know, I know that a lot of the like 99% of the stuff that I get is like, it's all in good fun, and it's like in on the joke, and it's, you know, it's all in the spirit of like the philosophy tube community, you know, like the daddy stuff and the fan art and so on. That's all, almost all, like fine. And I suppose like inevitably some people aren't gonna know where the line is, and people are gonna misjudge it. Fine, I accept that. That's okay. The thing I wanted to talk about on Twitter though is that I get seen as like a sexual agent, but my female colleagues who also get sexualized like don't. They get seen as sexual objects, and I just think it's a nice teaching moment. Like I do get objectified by some people, and you know, I have been assaulted before, but you know, I'm a dude, I'm like big, I'm strong. If somebody's approaching me sexually, then it's like a situation that I can control, or like 99 times out of 100. So when people are sexualizing me, there's no like implied risk to my safety. And what I don't want to happen is somebody like, you know, taking part in like the sexual banter and the stuff that happens with my show, and then thinking that that's okay with everyone. Because like if you're like sending messages like the stuff that I get to female creators or like creators who don't have that kind of stuff, then it's not going to go down as well. So like by all means, please like thirst and like it is like part of the joke. You're not like misreading the show. But like you know, I just wanted to make it aware that like context context is important. And it does, you know, that some people do cross the line. Like I have had stalkers, and there have been occasions where I think some of the worst times I've had is when people have like offered me like sex in exchange for like starting their careers, which is just like ugh. And you know, people pretend not to know who I am on dating apps so that they can meet me and stuff, and that's not very nice when that happens. That does just make me feel used. And when people like send me nudes, Jan, which they do, although you know if you think about doing that, I don't click through, and I will just like I don't look at them. So I just like throw that out. So I'm like yeah. There's somebody who like invited me to like a sex party in Russia a while ago, and I was just like, I'm not gonna go. Like no way. So you know, I am like context. The context is important, and just be aware that like what is okay on like my chat might not be okay on like someone else's. Just be aware of that. Just thought I'd flag that up. So thank you, Jan, for giving us an opportunity to talk about that. That's cool. Thank you to Tormuz for that super chat as well. I tell you what I might do is I might open a beer. Tonight's beer was a Christmas present from Santa. It's a black IPA. ASMR. Ooh. I thought that was going to explode. It's nice. Cool. My flatmate got me some Legend of Zelda coasters for Christmas. Crack open a cold one with the chat. Nice. So, why don't we open another letter? This one's a package. Oh, yeah, okay. Thank you, Skeeth, for that super chat. No, I've not read A Journey to the West. This is from Andrea. I live in Kentucky, USA. I've been watching your channel for about a year, and it's become one of my favorite on YouTube. Oh, that's great. Can I just congratulate you for keeping it up this long and finding ways to grow your passions while keeping the educational heart of the channel intact. Thank you. I especially appreciate your ethos of curiosity over ambition. You're not setting out to pwn anybody, but rather exploring ideas and their implications. I always come away having learned something new and curious to find out something more about the topic. Oh, cool. I'm glad that like the videos are helping you like get into reading more. That's great. Watching your live streams, it's really neat seeing the fan art and other stuff people send to you. I've been wanting to send you something for a while now. I wasn't sure what. I do a bit of cross-stitching from time to time. I couldn't think of anything good to stitch for you. And then I got inspired by this. Thanks for all you've done so far. I'm looking to see what you'll do next. From Andrea. Well, Andrea, thank you very much. Unfortunately, the thing that you sent is broken. The frame broke. The cross stitching is great. I will show it. Oh, the frame is unfortunately destroyed. But the cross stitching says Biconic on it. So thank you very much to Andrea for that. I'm sorry that the frame Didn't quite make it in one piece. That's the mail for you. Jan Plua says, thanks. Thank you for your super chat. Says, thanks for an opportunity to learn. Sorry for making you uncomfy. Hey, no worries. Don't worry about it. Happens. Hey, you're not. It's not the creepiest fan interaction I've ever had. And that one didn't particularly make me uncomfortable. It was just like a useful opportunity to talk about the stuff I was talking about on Twitter the other day. Yeah, I mean, even like as a male creator, even the harassment and stalkers that I get are like the easy version compared to what some of my friends have. And as a white guy as well. Thank you, Matthew, for that super chat. That's really kind of you. Why don't we have another letter? This one is from, I want to say Danielle in Panorama City in Santa Clarita. I don't know where that is, but the stamps are USA. So the handwriting's okay. I just watched your video games video and I'm sorry you were so ill. I was very ill when I was making that. One of the most wonderful things about being a person is you're always learning things about yourself. I'm not sure that the self is a real thing. I'll read David Hume. But the changes you see in life are amazing. From this polyamorous queer, I wish you many beautiful changes now that you've uncovered something new. Thanks so much for introducing me to heterotemporality. I felt that so much. Well, yeah, I'm glad people did. I was like, oh, should I cut this bit about heterotemporality? But loads of people were like, damn, that rules, so cool. Hi, Alice. Alice Quinrose is in the chat. Alice rules. Alice is helping me produce my next video, and also just like a legend. Okay, so there's some slightly sad stuff here, which perhaps I won't read out. But I hope your healing is going well. Well, yes. I love the Vampire Economist, and I hope the character makes many happy returns. Well, I don't know if I'm not sure whether the Vampire Economist will or not. We'll see. I mean, really, that was more of a costume than a character. But if you did want to see me play a vampire, now's a good time to talk about Dracula. So, for those who don't already know, you probably already know that in my sort of other life, I'm a professional actor. But I am going to be playing Dracula at the end of March. Thank you, Sarah Arnold, for that super chat. I tell you what, I will just copy it into my Word document, and I'll talk about it in a bit. So yes, I'm going to be playing Dracula at the end of March. Thanks, John Ferreira. In an immersive theatre production of Dracula, which is going to be amazing. I'm really, really excited for it. It's going to be in an abandoned metalworks, which has been converted into a goth nightclub in central London. Thank you, Caroline, for that super chat. It's it's going to be so cool. There's going to be 6 performances. There are 660 tickets. We've already sold like a third of them. The VIP tickets come with like a free drink and a Q&A afterwards with me and one of the other producers. The VIP tickets, I'm afraid, are already all sold out. But if you are in the UK and you would like to come and see me play Dracula, I was gonna, like, on stage, inverted commas, because it's immersive, then you should come. There's a link in the description now, and where you can come do it. It's going to be really, really cool. So if you don't know, immersive theatre is where you can, like, we've got like I think 4 rooms, and different things will be happening in different rooms at the same time. So depending on like which character you follow through the story, you will see some scenes and not others, and you'll like see different things. So you'll get like a different perspective on the story depending on who you follow. So yeah, that's gonna be really fun. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the setup. So the story is you've been invited to an auction in the modern day of the possessions of the real historical figure, Count Dracula. His possessions are being auctioned off, and you can pick an item from the auction catalog and like figure out which character has it, and you'll be able to follow the story of that item and that person. So it's gonna be very, very cool. I'm super excited. We really want to do something. I really want to do something with Dracula, which I don't think anyone's done before, which I can't talk about because maybe we'll get in the rehearsal room and it won't work because we haven't actually devised it yet. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty special. I'm really, really excited to start working on it. Auditions are tomorrow. So I'm playing Dracula, and Mina is being played by my friend Neve Handley-Vaughan, and my friend Nick is directing it. And there are we have Renfield as my friend Harry, but then we're also casting six other roles, professional actors. So if you have an audition, then you will already know because they're tomorrow. So yeah, it's gonna be amazing. When we say immersive, like in immersive theatre, like the actors don't touch you or like interact with you. Immersive just means that you get to like choose your route through it. So you don't need to know the story of Dracula beforehand. Don't worry. In fact, it would probably be better if you didn't. But yeah, it's gonna be very cool. The poster is amazing. I tweeted out the poster a while ago. But yes, there's a link in the description if you want to come see me play Dracula live on stage. It's going to be fun. Somebody in the chat asks, what's it like being an actor and a YouTuber? Are you ever scared people in the crowd know your channel? So I did a show. Oh, sorry, no, not Harry, not that Harry. Sorry, I should go back. I said Renfield is being played by my friend Harry, not Harris Bomber guy, not H-Bomb, different Harry. Sorry. Thank you to Tori for that super chat. That would be great. Harry would be a great Renfield, but no, not that Harry. Harry, my friend, who's a professional actor. Steph says, is this going to be recorded? No, I'm afraid not. Because it's immersive theatre, that wouldn't really work anyway, because you would have to be watching like 2 or 3 scenes simultaneously. Also, we don't have the technology to be able to record in like a good way, and also like recording live theatre just doesn't work. So no, I'm afraid it's not going to be recorded. It is live, it is immersive. That's very much like fits with the theme of like, well, if you weren't there, then like, can you really say it and stuff like that. So anyway, thank you very much to NZG500 for that super chat. That's very kind. I'm glad the video helped. But yes, Dracula's going to be very cool. I'm so excited. I'm doing my research now, and like, it's a really good, pun intended, role you can sink your teeth into. So yeah, it's going to be great. But yes, somebody said, do you ever get scared that people in the audience know who you are? I mean, I'm sort of used to it by now. I did a tour of Much Ado About Nothing in the summertime, and there was usually somebody from Philosophy Tube in the audience in every show. In some cases, a lot. Sid Beretta says, do you plan on researching the Gnostic Gospel for your video on religion? Don't know. Haven't nailed down the reading list yet. But yes, I'm used to it. You know, it happens. I have had stalkers turn up at performances before, which is, you know, just a hassle. But no, it's always nice when people who watch the show come and. 99% of the time, it's nice when people who watch the show come and see me live. It's great. It's nice. Scold Hilda, thank you very much for that super chat as well. But yes, it's going to be very cool. And to Asher Show Scobie for that super chat too. Yeah, it's going to be good. And this, yeah. So if you do want to come and see, if you do want to come and see me play Dracula, ticket link in the description. Come along, it's going to be good. Dress code is smart gothic, I think, which, you know, whatever you want. The Thing says, yes, the role of Claudio. I know it well. Yes, I think you played Claudio in another life, or you know, somebody we know played Claudio. yeah, I'm so excited for Dracula. It's just like I keep having ideas. I'm like, oh yeah, and I've got like a big document now where I'm writing down ideas, and auditions tomorrow are going to be like really cool. Looking forward to meeting all the actors that are going to come and audition for us. I'm just really excited for like the themes we want to explore with this text. It's going to be great. But yes, if you're going to be in London, feel free to come along. I'll see you there. I hope there's going to be some YouTubers coming along and seeing it as well. Some have already said, yes, I'd love to. Like, come along, get me a free ticket. I'm going to try and drag Harry H-Bomb out of Wales to come down and see it. And I think other YouTubers talked about coming over from foreign countries and places to come and see it. Why don't we have another letter? This one's from... Oh, it doesn't say. Oh, it is. From Phoenix, Arizona. Thank you for that super chat, Aaron Brown. Nice. Dear Ollie, I sincerely hope you're having a lovely and wonderful day. I'm writing to let you know how much I admire you as an actor, philosopher, and a creator. Thank you. If you're reading this on stream, can you say something in French, please? No. Well, I mean, je parle français. Un peu. Très petit peu. Mais ça couche modeste. I've forgotten most of my French, but if you give me something in French, I can probably read it in a way that sounds roughly natural. How do you learn to do accents well? Your American accent is quite good. I did have an articulation tutor at drama school, who taught us accents, who'd also taught us like the basic like mouth anatomy and the basic like building blocks for how to construct an accent, which helps. But I have always had a little bit of a talent for them. My brothers and I always used to do accents at each other, so I do just kind of have it. Like, it's a little bit of natural talent and a little bit of training. I'm not sure really. I really enjoyed your videos about aesthetics, and I was wondering if you might ever go back and expand on that topic. Yes, I want to do a video about theatre, funnily enough, which I've started making some notes on. I also want to do a video at some point about like beauty and ugliness, maybe specifically about the work of Vladimir Nabokov, or like looking at the work of Vladimir Nabokov. So I think like beauty and ugliness would be a good title, and the like philosophy of beauty. I think that would be fun. For like tragic and hilarious personal reasons that I can't go into, I have recorded about half of the audiobook of Vladimir Nabokov's Ardor, and I just now have that. But then had to abandon the project. So I now just like have that, and might use some of those audio files since it took me hours to record. Again, are you going to do a video about philosophy of religion? Yeah, again. Yeah, you're going to enjoy this year, I think, Aspen. Your handwriting's very neat. I'd love to see you in a play sometime. Wow, I mean, you're hitting all the right notes here. You seem like a really cool dude from what I've seen in your live streams, but what do I know? I've never met you. Much love and good vibes from Arizona from Aspen. P.S. You're very cute. Thank you very much, Aspen. Aspen in Arizona? Confusing. How's the skiing in the desert? So yeah, I mean, Aspen, I think you're really going to enjoy this year of Philosophy Tube because, there's going to be beauty and ugliness, there's going to be philosophy of religion, and I'm going to be in a play, so. Somebody says you should chuck the Phantom of the Opera into one of these videos. Maybe. I've never seen Phantom, much to the fury of Lindsay, my friend, who I may see it with at some stage. But I think she has a video about Phantom of the Opera coming out very soon, if not already out, which I'm in. So, yeah, that should be good. Oh, hang on a minute. I think my diffuser has just stopped. Let me just... Okay. Just fill it up. Some more lavender and chamomile. There we go, nice. That's gonna make the room smell nice. I'll tell you what as well, I might also... No, I'll wait until I've read some more letters to change the lighting. But there was a super chat earlier on that I missed, which I copied. Somebody said, "Hi Ollie, what are some books you're wanting to read this year, or any that you loved in 2019?" So I'm really enjoying my, I'm really enjoying the biography of Darwin that I'm reading. I'm also reading Peter Brook, The Empty Space, for a video on theatre. I'm going to read a whole bunch of other books about theatre. I'm going to read some David Mamet. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. I'm making like a whole note, like page of notes. So most of the stuff that I read is for the show. But what did I read in 2019 that was good? Oh, I really read some great stuff for my next video. There's my bookmark. I was looking for that. The Costs of Connection is a great one. I read that as research for my next video, which I'm hopefully going to be filming at some point in the next couple of weeks, depending on when I can get a location. But Costs of Connection, really good. How data is colonizing human life and appropriating it for capitalism. It's really good. What else? What else? Oh. Robert Elliott Smith, Rage Inside the Machine. That's a good one. Philosophy of Technology again. I met Rob. He's really nice. Yeah, there's a couple of good ones. Glad I found that bookmark. I was looking for that. But I'll put it in my book now. Nailed it. Just my shelf is very precariously balanced and things are gonna fall off it. Okay. Okie dokie. Sorry, I'm just adjusting the music. Thank you to Ploiselville for that super chat, and to and to Valos. Ploisel asks, someone asked if the play will be accessible. We don't know at the moment. We need to chat to the venue owners tomorrow, because the play is on the first floor, and I don't know if I mean, the building was built as an 18th century stable, or it was just a stable when it was built, and then converted into a metalworks and then into a nightclub. So it was unfortunately not built with accessibility in mind. So we need to check. I don't want to say either way before me and the other producers have had like a proper look and had something in writing from the venue. So yeah, if you follow Immersive Dracula on Twitter, then I'm sure at some point somebody will be able to give a definitive answer either way about that. But yeah, Valos, thank you for that super chat. And Zandov says, how do you feel about... Oh, that's just gone. How do you feel about super chats conceptually? Just the concept of commodifying communication in this way. I don't know. Is it commodifying? I don't know. Strictly speaking, I don't know. It's a pedantic definition of commodity, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's up to you, I suppose. Neela says, any desire to make a video about BDSM or kink? Not really. It could only really ever be a very small subset of a video on hedonism. I feel like somebody somewhere is going to make that video. There's going to be some quote-unquote bread tuber who makes it, and it'll be like 10 minutes long and it won't be me. I just feel like that's the way it's going to go. So no, I don't think that's a Philosophy Tube episode. It's a video, but it's not a Philosophy Tube episode. Shadow Disorder says, can you include non-Abrahamic religions in your video? Maybe, probably not much more than as a gesture, because the philosophy A-level syllabus to which I'll be teaching and pitching the video will, it mainly focuses on Abrahamic religions, because that's just the syllabus. So maybe, but it's probably not going to be in depth, I'm afraid, because, well, you know. Yeah. Why don't we have another letter? Oh, so apparently Cat Black has already made that video. Cool. Brilliant. That makes sense. It's pretty much up Cat's street, I think. Dear Ollie Thorne, I started watching your videos a few days ago. Okay, it's a sad one. Okay, so I won't read this out. It's a little sad, but... Thank you for that super chat, Revilo19. Thank you, Hester. It's very kind. And please find included a tea bag. I think I already drank it the other day. But yeah, thank you. Oh, here's a postcard. From Big Bend National Park. Cool. Hello, Ollie. I love your show, and I was really excited to hear that you might do a video on Chomsky and linguistics. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I know Lindsay likes to talk about that, and it would be a good opportunity for us to work together. But maybe. I don't actually know a whole lot about Chomsky. Just turn the music down a little. So yeah, maybe it would be a lot of like research from scratch, but it's possible. I'm a linguist. And if you need anything linguistics related, I'll be happy to help. Okay. From Christina. Awesome. Well, thank you, Christina. In Austin, Texas. Texas. I do love Texas. I did a little bit of a road trip around Texas in what feels like a lifetime ago now. Around Houston and Austin and Dallas. And it's not the things. It's Durham Rocker. Dallas, so lad. I did a tour around Texas of Houston and San Antonio and Dallas and all sorts of places. I remember that trip very fondly. God, that feels like a lifetime ago now. Tell you what, why don't we do another patron question from Erica Kreiner, who asks, when it comes to time-sensitive and politically charged issues such as climate change, what do you think is the best way to communicate with the other side, and do you think it's necessary to try? Probably depends who the other side are. I don't know. Yeah, I think that really depends on who the other side are. If you're talking about like climate deniers, then like they're actually... Like hardcore climate deniers who are like, this isn't happening, are, in my country at least, a pretty small number. There are certainly, I know people in the US in mainstream politics who at the very least say that they don't believe that it's happening. But there's all kinds of forms of climate denial. I mean, as I talked about in my climate video, there's various kinds of climate denial. Even people who acknowledge that it's happening can be climate deniers in the sense that they think that technology will provide a solution, or that there is some solution that doesn't involve also massively transforming labor rights and migrant rights, and very possibly, rights for non-human animals as well, or something equivalent. So I think anybody who doesn't acknowledge the multifaceted nature of the problem is also arguably a climate denier, which would include most people. So yeah, depends who you're talking to, I think. Good luck. Okay. Here's a big package from Abigail. Dear Mr. Ollie, first of all, thank you for your witchcraft, gender, and Marxism video. Wow, that's an old one now. That's old. I've been exploring a little bit more of a witchy lifestyle. Well, cool. Included in your package is a journal handmade by yours truly. I really wanted to send you something useful. That's great. There's love in every stitch. I truly support you, your art, and your vision. Whether you use this journal to clear your head or for writing down a grocery list, I hope you're reminded of all the love and support you have. The second item is a worry stone. Blue sandstone, white sparkles like the night sky. It's made of quartz and feldspar? It's known to have soothing qualities. Well, let's hope it's powerful. As woo as it is, I hope this stone helps keep you grounded. Thank you, Eric, for that super chat. Thank you for existing. Thank you for the impact you've made in my life and the lives of many others. From Abby, the Earth Girl. Let's have a look. Wow. Look at that. Handmade, isn't it? It's fantastic. Look at that. And even on the, what's the opposite of the spine of the book? This bit. That's really, really nice. Thank you, Abby. You know, I am going to use that because I do have a journal. I do have a diary. Which does get a bit of use. And when it fills up, which I think it soon will. Let me have a look. Yeah, I'm starting to get towards the end of this one, so thanks, good timing. And the other one is a worry stone. Wow, that's really, really sparkly in this light. I don't know if you can see the way that sparkles or not. No, there you can, there you go. Let's go. Nice. Well, hope it's strong, Abby. It's gonna get a lot of use. After the December I have, it's gonna get a lot of use. Thank you very much to Lila, who says, recently I realised I'm bi after identifying as a lesbian for ages. Your influence with both mental health and on my sexuality really meant the world. Well, I'm really glad. I'm really glad. Now, how's that? Nice. Isn't that nice? Somebody says, is that your Dracula facial hair? Yeah, I'm going to have the goatee for Dracula. I'm not going to shave it off. Nice. Oh, well, that's all the mail that we had. And all of the patron questions. So I think maybe let's just hang out for 15-20 minutes, you know? We'll just chill. We'll just have a relaxing time. We'll turn up the music a little bit. And let's just hang out. How are you all doing? Hope you all had a good Christmas and a Happy New Year. Or if you didn't, I hope... Well, then cheers. The Flea says, have you gotten to game on your break? Yeah, I replayed Far Cry 3. Yeah, I replayed Far Cry 3. That was really nice. Aaron Brown says, hey Ollie, what are your thoughts on performing in interactive theatre versus traditional theatre? / will this come up in the video? I don't know whether it'll come up in the video or not. I mean, I've done immersive theatre before, and I've done a lot of like regular theatre before. I like them both. I think immersive theatre... I think there's got to be like a reason to make it immersive. Like, what are you saying about this text or the story? Like, what are you trying to say? Like, why make it immersive? Immersive theatre is very like in vogue at the moment. In London at the moment, we've got like immersive Great Gatsby, which I've seen, and immersive Wolf of Wall Street. Cebu Pilgrim, thank you for that super chat. So, would you ever do a philosophy tube about the philosophy of protest? I think I've kind of touched on that before in some season 1 videos, but not going to rule it out. I think... Yeah, I think there's got to be a reason for it to be immersive. So we've got immersive Great Gatsby, and we've got immersive Wolf of Wall Street at the moment in London, and they're like very popular and doing very well. I have a friend who's working at immersive Wolf of Wall Street, which is nice. I've not seen it. But yeah, I think you've got to like want to... There's got to be a reason to do it. As opposed to just like, people will like this and it'll make a lot of money. A lot of people don't quite know what immersive theatre is, so I know that immersive Wolf of Wall Street have had people turning up like thinking it's just a themed party, and they don't get that like you have to be quiet during the scene. You can't just like wander through the scene and like start like talking to characters and stuff. Like, it is a theatre show, and they have people like turning up and like drinking because they think like, oh, it's Wolf of Wall Street, like you turn up and like do drugs and party. It's like a themed party where like the waiters dress up or something, and it's not. It's a theatre show. So yeah, I think with Dracula we want to use the fact that it is immersive to like really say something interesting. Which again I'm not going to spoil because we haven't devised it yet, and so we might go to the rehearsal room and decide you do something else. So Kevin Andrews, I guess you missed the stuff earlier on. Immersive theatre. I mean, there's different versions of it, but so I'm going to be in Dracula, an immersive production of Dracula at the end of March, and there will be like multiple rooms where scenes are going on simultaneously, and you can wander through the show, and in an immersive theatre there will often be like stuff on the walls or like items that you can examine. You get to like choose your own path through it, and so you don't see all of it unless you go back multiple times, and that sort of changes what your perspective on it is. So I went to see immersive Great Gatsby a while ago, and I chose to follow Gatsby through his party, as you know a lot of people did. And depending on where you go, you get a different side of the story, because you will see like some scenes between him and other characters, and I think Gatsby had a lot of audience interaction, so like their setup was you're a guest at Gatsby's party, whereas ours, there's not going to be a whole lot of audience interaction with Dracula, and most of the characters aren't even going to know that you're there. And if you want like more audience interaction, then you'll be able to follow some characters, and if you don't want to like be even looked at, then you'll be able to follow others, you know. So yeah, immersive theatre is like the audience are in some sense choosing their experience. So you have to think about like how you design the environment, and yeah. Vieira says, I hope you're doing good. Oh, thank you for that super chat, Vieira. So yeah, immersive theatre, you get to like choose your path to a certain degree. Different productions do it differently, of course. But yeah, we're gonna use it to explore something really interesting with Dracula, which I'm so excited about. Like, because my friend Nick, who's directing, we were in a play together, and he said to me, I've always wanted to do an immersive... He used to direct immersive theatre, he directs it professionally, and he's like, I really want to do immersive Dracula. And I was like, oh, I really want to do a play of Dracula where we explore X, Y, and Z themes. And he was like, nice, boom, let's get together. And our friend Neve, who we've also acted with before, who's the third producer, was like, hell yeah, I really want to do this as well. And she's just like astoundingly talented and a fantastic producer. So we were like, yes, absolutely, you're on board. That I was actually the last person to be included. They had already decided to do this, and then they were like, "Ollie, do you want to be Dracula?" And I was like, "Yeah." And also, I'm pretty sure I know 500,000 people who might want to come see the show. So that was fun. Yeah. Thank you, Alex Harker, for that super chat as well. Drone854 says, "I didn't even know you could do that with theatre." Yeah, you can do anything. You can do anything you want. I've not seen an immersive Wolf of Wall Street. Apparently it is like huge. Apparently there's like multiple rooms. I think we have 3 or 4. Scalader says, "What are you going to explore about Dracula?" I'm not going to tell you. We haven't devised the show yet, so we might get in the rehearsal room and find that the things we want to explore don't work, in which case we'll take it in a different direction. So Dr. Penguin Guitar says, "Are you meeting people after the Dracula show? If you have a VIP ticket, then yes, there's a Q&A afterwards for people with VIP tickets. VIP tickets, you get a free drink and a Q&A afterwards with me and one of the other producers. But other than that, no, I'm afraid not. I will be disappearing. I think that if you don't have a VIP ticket already, I'm afraid they are sold out. So I will be doing a runner. Is there a list of timestamps for Shakespeare videos? Cheers. No, I don't think so. You'll just have to explore it, I'm afraid. You can like skim through pretty effectively. Vieira says, "Does the show have scripts?" Some immersive theatre shows do. Hi, Marina. Oh, Marina, why not? I say hi, Marina. Good to have you here. We're just talking about immersive theatre. I'm going to be playing Dracula in March. If you're in London, I'll comp you. But yeah, somebody says, "Does the show have scripts?" Some immersive theatre shows have scripts, or like rather start with scripts. But the Dracula one that we're going to do is going to be devised, which means we as a company will, through exploration and improvisation and various actory magic, will find the story. And then usually in immersive theatre, like the last thing you do is write the script. The last thing you do is fix the show, because the idea is that you arrive, rather than like get given a text and then have to labour to bring creation and creativity and it being alive to it. The idea of devised theatre is that you, like, the creation is part of the show. It's a creative act, like from the word go, which the director like shapes. And when you go in and you do the improvisation, like we want to hit these beats in the scene, or somebody will say, "Oh, it'd be really cool if like Dracula, finds a moment to do this," or like, "No, it'd be really cool to explore this," and you give it a go. Major Cinephile says, "Toss a coin to your philosopher. Have you ever considered LARP?" I mean, I'm already an actor, so I don't think I need to LARP. It's my job. Patrick Henderson says, "I'm going to sound dumb with this, but what is a producer in a play?" It's not a dumb question at all. It varies a lot depending on the play. Sometimes the producer is somebody who's like put down money, or who's like organizing things like, where do we rehearse? Like who's written the copy for the event page? Like who's running the Twitter account, stuff like that. And the three of us are sharing all of those between us. Slander Sir says, "What accent are you doing as Dracula?" I haven't decided yet. We haven't started rehearsals, so we will find out. We're still don't want to fix anything, don't want to make any decisions till we get in the rehearsal room and we play with it and we find out where it's going. Because you don't want to get in, you don't want to like be on day one of rehearsals and be like, "I have nailed down everything about my role and I am doing it this way and everyone else has to work around me." That's not a nice way to work. Devised theatre and acting has to be collaborative, so I haven't made any decisions. Maybe we'll get in the room and they're like, "Do a German accent." I'll be like, "Alright, cool. Maybe it'll be Scottish, maybe it'll be Welsh." No idea. The idea at this stage is to remain open to possibilities. But yeah, it's going to be fun. I've received some preliminary sketches for what the costume might look like, and it is really cool. Yeah, I'm really, really excited. I'm like getting a new hairstyle for it-ish, so. This music is nice. I hope you can hear it. Let's turn it up a little bit. Cockney Dracula. Why not? Why not? But yeah, I'm very, very excited for it. Somebody says, Ollie, when does the PO Box close? I don't know. I may not renew it this time when it comes up for renewal, but I don't know when that is. Skylian says, are the rooms adjacent to one another? Some of them are. Excuse me. There are corridors between some. We don't know whether stuff will happen in the corridors or whether there'll be things to examine in the corridors. We will try to minimize the amount of running you have to do between rooms. The idea is, thank you Melvin for that super chat. The idea is that the audience will be able to split up and wander for some stuff, but then will be organically brought together for some key scenes. So yeah. Hi Nina, good to have you here. We've already opened all the mail and hung out and everything. We're just gonna hang out for another 10-15 minutes or so, and we'll give it a go, and then I'll probably go. Cobbs Cole is going to the doctor tomorrow to get a referral to a gender identity clinic. Bon chance, Cobbs Cole. Good luck. It'll be great. Melvin Soa says, I've managed to justify deleting Twitter in the last few days. I'm sure you can imagine why. But if that's where you catch wind of VIP tickets, I may have to reconsider. Yes, the VIP tickets for Dracula are now sold out. I announced it on my Twitter, well, not Philosophy Tube, but Ollie Thorne Twitter account, and they were sold out within a week. So yeah, they went pretty swiftly, I'm afraid. There are still plenty of regular tickets left. So feel free, if you're going to be in London at the end of March and you want to see me on stage playing Dracula, feel free. It'd be great to have you there. You will not be alone. I think there'll be a lot of Philosophy Tube fans in the audience. Aaron Brown says, who's your favourite Shakespeare character? And what character in any play do you most want to play? The answers are one and the same: Mark Antony and Julius Caesar. I won't know the end date of the PO Box until the post office send me a thing saying renew your PO Box. I don't know how to find that out, so at some stage the PO Box will close, and I may or may not, I haven't decided yet, close it off. I'm not sure. Let me just change up the music here. What do I fancy? Why don't we have a bit of a... We'll go back to June, I think, before we bring things to an end. I love this song. It's really, really good. It's just like dear old Dad always used to tell me. The one and only Michael McCormick says, Ollie, which actor played Dracula the best and which played him the worst? I don't know. I've not seen all of them. I've obviously been watching a fair few as research. The Bela Lugosi 1931 Dracula is cool. They did some interesting things with the story. Christopher Lee, yeah, cool, classic. Gary Oldman, the Coppola 90s Dracula is a lot. It's a lot. It's pretty wild. I don't know. I don't have a fave. I've noticed there tend to be two Draculas. There's the Nosferatu weird monster, and then there's the sexy Dracula, and we kind of want to do something totally different with him. We want to do the Dracula I want to do is neither of those things, because I think to a certain extent, especially with the series that's out at the moment, the Dracula TV series, I think people expect sexy Dracula. They expect horny Dracula. And so their expectations are already doing a lot of work there. So I think some people, at least at the start, are gonna come in being horny for Dracula, which sort of gives me a chance to do something different with it, because people will already be wanting to see that and therefore finding it. So it gives me people are expecting hot Dracula that fucks, so they're gonna find that. So it gives me a chance to do something slightly different with it, which would be good fun. I did watch Dracula Dead and Loving It last night, which was just slightly disappointing, to be honest. But yeah, it's gonna be good. Neither sexy nor monstrous. Normal dude Dracula. Yeah, that would be quite funny. It's totally normal man. The poster for it looks like hot Dracula that fucks. Yeah, the poster does, yeah. To things, that's terrible. Nosferatu, more like Yes-Feratu. That's very good. I'm getting sick. Hot Dracula who fucks.
That's weird. I'm not sure what this is.
But yes, auditions are tomorrow. I'm very, very excited. I haven't seen the Stephen Moffat Dracula. I've seen some of the lines from it, like, quoted, and I'm like, oi. There's like some line that Van Helsing has where she's like, I'm all your nightmares in one. I'm like an intelligent woman who wears a crucifix. And I'm like, yeah, that's Stephen Moffat. That's Stephen Moffat's writing, all right. I'll just give this one a miss. But yeah. It's called normal guy just happens to be called Dracula. Yeah, that'd be funny. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Okay, well, I think what I might do is I might put on the music that we end with. Now that we've done all the mail and everything, just put on some Zoe Blade. I don't know. I've not seen the Moffat Dracula. I messaged Harry the other day and we were laughing about it. That's Harry H-Bomb, not Harry who's going to be in the show. Dr. Acula. But yeah. I'm really, really revved. You know, when Nick and Neve came to me and said, "Do you want to be in immersive Dracula?" I was like, "Hell yeah!" Yeah. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Normal Guy Dracula is the series What We Do in the Shadows. Yeah, I do like that series. It's good fun. Please do Lads Dracula. I don't think so. Yeah. Draculads. No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm trying not to fix anything. Trying just to like generate ideas at this stage, and then we'll have a fun time rehearsing it for the next few months, and then I'll see some of you at the end of March. We're all half expecting BBC Dracula is garbage, and here's why. I mean, I suggested it to Harry. I was like, please, let's do it. Let's do a collab on Dracula. But yeah, that'd be funny. Elise Vested says, we're all born naked and the rest is Drac. Nice. Ray Dracula? Would a video on fat phobia have a place on your channel, says Marcy Frey? Maybe. Again, I've already done that as kind of part of a video back in season 1. I think I did a video on healthcare, which touched on that. Yeah. That was one of the first times I ever tried to do a theatrical framing device and just experimented with it. It didn't really work. The framing device was just like I was sick and doing the video from bed. So I just decided to do that last minute. So yeah. Yeah, I think I did that already as part of a video on healthcare. But again, not gonna rule it out. Everyone seems to be saying that BBC Dracula has a great first episode and then goes to shit. Yeah, again, that's Stephen Moffat for you. That's how he does it. Setups. Dracula, but he's an Instagram model. No. Okie dokie. I think we're into our last song, so we'll wrap it up in 2 or 3 minutes. Have you ever thought of covering the intersection of fitness and philosophy? Maybe. I think that's something that would be kind of up my street as well. Maybe. I'm not going to rule it out. I know that Harry was planning on doing a video about like diet and fitness and nutrition like years ago and never got around to it. So maybe we could compare notes on that one. That'd be good. Yeah, we'll see. Again, the answer to the question, will you ever do a video on X, is always maybe. People, the chat is just suggestions of Dracula now. Just various collections of Draculas. I don't think you're gonna guess what I want to do with it. But yeah, no, I haven't seen the BBC Dracula. It'll be good fun. Philosophy of being swole AF. Yeah, maybe. But yeah, this was a fun stream. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. Again, if Patreon, thank you. December was woof. So thank you to all the people who support me on Patreon, because you enabled me to take December off, which I badly needed to do. So thank you. Double thank you this time. And the next video is going to be fun. The script is now drafted. It's going to be something a little bit kind of different. I'm excited for it. It's going to be good. And I will see you all probably later this month when I do the post-mortem stream of the next video. So take her easy. And I will see you all on the internet. Bye.